Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Jean and today we are going to work on part 2 of our junk journal. Now I'm going to try to keep these at about 30 minutes so they don't get too long for you guys. In part 1 we made our little cover here and put in a signature, and it's a 12-page signature that we put in. So today we're going to add a few pockets and corner tucks and stuff like that. This is going to be a process. There's a lot. If you've ever done a junk journal or seen somebody do a junk journal, there's a lot involved. So we're going to kind of take it step by step for my new people that have never seen it. Remember, there's no right or wrong for doing one. Use whatever materials you want, recycled materials, anything. All right, so first thing we're going to do is my front cover. Now make sure you have it the right way up because I have put them on backwards before, upside down and everything else. So I've done that before. So make sure you have it up front cover. And what I want to do is put a little, use this to hold this down. Okay. Lace. I'm going to make a lace pocket on the front here. I like adding lace whenever I can. I'm just going to cut that. I'm going to cut this side off a little straighter. And we're just going to add that right there, and it'll make a nice little tuck there. And I'm using for this my Fabri-Tac, which I really, really like. And then we're just going to run a little bead when it wants to come out. You don't need a lot of this stuff. Through there and through the bottom. Okay, we're going to add that right onto there, and then I'm going to get it right down to the bottom. And then I like to stay a little bit away. Get it as straight as you can. I'm just going to kind of push down with my bone folder so I don't get all the glue on my finger, because we will. And then I won't be able to work very well. It doesn't take too long for Fabri-Tac to dry, but it can take a little bit of time. So now we have, let me grab a piece of paper here. I pulled out some stuff I think we're going to work with. Now we have a lovely little pocket right there. Okay, I need to bring you down a little bit. Now, another thing I like to do, we'll do on the back. Another thing I like to do is got my narrower ribbons, because sometimes I just have narrow. I'm going to put like a belly band here, and I'm just going to put a little one on the bottom to help hold things. Trim that off a little bit, and we're going to cut 2 of them the same size. I like to try to make sure you kind of dry fit things first. That should be good. Cut one more. And this, a lot of this ribbon is from my stash. This one is from Dollar Tree. I don't know if they still sell it, of course. Okay. So now what I am going to do is I'm going to glue one here on the bottom. We'll kind of make sure we have the right way. That looks like the right side. I'm just going to run a little bit of glue here. Now, you don't have to put, lace for pockets. You can put other things. This is the only lace pockets I think I'm going to put in this one. Make sure. Sometimes they're hard to tell if they're right side or wrong side. So we're just going to add that on there. And kind of just push it in there. It doesn't matter if it's all wrinkly looking or anything like that. It's not supposed to be, perfect, And this ribbon is kind of like odd shape, so I think. Okay, just kind of use that to kind of help push everything down. And then we'll put one right in the middle. And this will just help hold, your paper in. Let's see, where do I want to do this? I'm going to put it on here because otherwise, I won't get it straight. Now, all you need to do is the 2 ends on this one. the two sides, because we're not making a pocket out of this one. It's just a belly band. So just do your two sides here. Okay, and I'm going to put that about halfway. And we're going to hope it's somewhat straight. Okay. Stretch it out. This is a crocheted ribbon, so it's kind of a little bit more stretchy. Okay. Get some of that glue off my finger. See, I can cap that for a little bit. Now that will just help keeping things from flopping. All right, now we're gonna throw a couple pockets, and then I picked out a few things. Use these for pockets, but they're very flimsy. They wouldn't make the best pocket, okay? I'm using the belly band off of the one kit that we purchased. This will make a great, backing. Take it apart. So this will make a really nice backing. And it doesn't matter which side we glue onto because we're not going to see it anyways. We're just using this. And look at how nicely that's like almost a perfect match. I'm just going to trim this raggedy end a little bit. And then I am going to glue onto there. I'm going to grab the back. And I said when I'm dealing with this really flimsy like printer paper, I like to use my glue stick. And you can use regular glue or some tape or whatever. The important thing is get to the edges as far as possible. How are you guys doing? I'm doing pretty good. Okay. This is the thing when you're doing junk journals, you get more stuff on you. Okay, we are just going to put that on there. And I'm going to just line it up. I can cut any extra, but this looks like it's a perfect fit. Use your scraps for backing and stuff like that. You're just going to smooth that down. And now, you could have did the back, but I did the front for a reason. I want to show you. And I like it. But you could have did the white backing. But I did the front, and you can kind of see some, very slightly, you can see some of the pattern from this backing piece that I'm using. And I wanted that. Before you do it, if it's something you don't want, make sure you check it first and then just use the plain white side. Like this one, I like doing it because you can see a little bit of that lacy pattern through there, and I don't have a problem with that. I like that. Like I said, that's totally up to you how you want to do it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do all three of these first before we place them in our book. So we're just going to cut it out now. Cut all the extra pieces off. Okay, put that one aside. Now let's take another one. I think because this one's a little darker, I'm going to go here, and then the words won't show through. I'm not going to use where it's folded here because that's not going to lay nicely. So next. So this is my process. I like to look like, okay, I start out with, depending on how many pages, I start out with about 3 pockets because I'm going to do it, and then 3 or so corner tucks. And so I kind of, instead of, going through and like putting a whole bunch in there, I kind of start out with just a few and work my way, because I don't want all pockets and I don't want all corner tucks. If I do all pockets, I'm going to get too many pockets. I know I am. Okay. Like that. Right down there the best we can. Wipe my hands a little bit. And then just rub it down good. These will make really nice pockets. All right, so I don't want to do this little section, so I'm going to go right where that butterfly is and hope that it'll show through there very lightly, but it will show. And like I said, I like to use the glue stick on the thinner paper because the glue can show through. But if you're a tape person, feel free to use tape. Okay, so now I'm going to go right again to the edge here. Yeah, I can see the butterfly. I don't know if you can. If you're able to see it through there, you can just see the shadow right in this area. You can see the butterfly. Okay, let's cut that one out. Now I have 3 very sturdy pockets. We can move this aside. Okay, let me wipe some of that off my hand. Okay, let's put, first pocket I'm going to put here, and we will have to trim it down some. So we need to trim it down, and you could have trimmed it ahead of time, but I just cover it. We're going to go with 3.5. I'm going to take a little bit off this side because I can see that I've got some backing showing. And then, let's see, that's going to take off the whole postage stamp, so I really don't want that. But I'll take a teeny tiny bit off. I'm trying to keep my postage there. And now I'll go 3.5. Kind of sacrifice a bird, but he'll forgive me, I'm sure of it. It's for the greater good. And we're going to position this. Now, I like to leave a little border on each end so that it doesn't get too bulky in your crevice here. But if you want to go all the way, you can, but that's how I like to do it. Now this we can definitely use, because we backed it with like a cardboard, we can definitely use our glue here. So I will be using my art glitter glue here. And all we're going to do is we're going to do the 2 sides, and you only need a little bit. And I forgot to switch my nozzle on this one, so it comes out a little faster, and the bottom. So I'm trying to squeeze very lightly. Okay, and then we are going to try to get it back down to the bottom of that page. There we go. So I said about getting more glue on yourself. That to stick. It takes a second. Like, art glitter glue doesn't take long, and I find that putting pressure on it helps it. Okay, now we have a pocket right there, and our lace pocket right there. So we have 2 pockets. Let me wipe my hands a little bit over here. And then we're going to put another pocket. I'm going to just kind of go through where I want to put it. Not there. I think I'll put it here on this one. And I just kind of like, you know, so if I start with 3, so I kind of put 1 at the beginning, I'll put 1 at the end, and I kind of put 1 somewhere in the middle. Okay. I'm going to put her there, I think. And again, we need her to be 3.5. So let's take a little bit off of this end. And I'm going to have to sacrifice the half of the postage on this one, but I'll try not to cry. Don't know why you did. Oh, I had that folded over piece there. I was like, why won't it cut through there? That's where they overlapped. Okay, isn't she pretty? And then, like I said, right now I'm going to try to use as much as I can from that kit that I showed you. There will be some things, but overall we're using all the paper and the little pieces that came with it. We're going to use that. When we come to doing stickers and stuff like that, I'll be using a lot of my stash for that. Because I have so much. Yeah, I don't want to just keep buying things either. We'll just lay her down again. And we'll be making tags for all these pockets. That'll probably be towards the end. I make my tags toward, pretty much when I'm done. And then go through and see what I all want for tags. Okay, we have another pocket there. And then I think the last pocket we'll put on the last page. Like I said, I usually do that. And what is the last page? I think though for this one, I think we're going to go on this side. Like this. Now you could ink. I'm not taking the time. I mean, I can start inking, I guess. I wasn't going to take the time because I thought it would be too much for the videos. But I guess I will ink for some of the new people. I just want to straighten that end. And then we'll cut down without cutting my finger. And again, I'm using the vintage photo. I'm going to use that. And I just kind of go just along, and I'll show you. I'll bring it up closer to you when I'm done. So you can see where I did it along the edge there. And now sometimes, like, you can go in a little. I'll go in a little deeper. And like sometimes I do the corner a little bit more. You can see where I did that corner. And you can see what that corner looks like. And sometimes I just go dirty up the corners a little bit. You can do that however you would like. Okay, I'm going to put that on that side. I like this darkness here. And I think the other pocket we have on this striped. Oh no, it's on a darker one. But I like this darkness with her. So I'm going to put that on this page instead. Like it, like it. Okay. Okay, we'll just put it here and center it down. Getting it, it's a little like a hump here. Trying to get that to lay down flat. Take a little bit, but we'll get it. Okay, so now we have our 3 pockets. So now we're going to go on to we're going to do a flip out. What do I have? Oh, actually, first I want to do these center pages so I don't forget. Your center pages the pages I'm using are white on the back. I don't want that. Found these in amongst the papers, and what I'm going to do is put these here, and then we can use these for journaling because they have all the lines and everything. So for that, I'm gonna, let me see, let's look, guys. Do we want to leave a little white border around, or do we want to put it edge to edge? I think I want edge to edge for this page, I think. So that would mean I would need about 3 3/4 by 5 5/16. Okay, just a little over 5 1/4. So let's see, I'll cut the top off. 5 1/4, just a hair above. I can trim it if it's too long. 3 3/4. I want to keep my butterfly, of course. So we'll go 3 3/4. And now you could just leave this like this and write on that, but I think it's too white compared to the rest of the book. Like eventually we will work on that page too, on the back. But I'm going to do focus on my 2 main ones right now, our centerpieces. And then, oh, look what I did. I cut it too short. That's okay. Then what I do, when I do that, I cut the sides, but I miscalculated. So then I'm going to bring this in a little bit and darken it up a little bit farther in. So that's how you kind of fix things like that, because I don't want the white to really show. So I'm just going to darken it up a little bit. So when I lay this down, you're not going to necessarily tell. You can see I have a little border on the bottom, but we darkened it up so it doesn't show near as much. Okay. Again, what do we want to do? Glue stick on the back of this. I know glue stick can take a little bit longer to deal with, but trust me, it will not warp your pages. Because what you don't really want is a warpy book. Unless you like a warpy book. When I first started making journals, they were sad looking. Because some of the glue that I used was way the wrong glue. And it would be too wet of a glue. Too much water in the glues. And you could see all the wrinkles. They were sad. But it's a learning experience. You know, you have to learn somewhere, right? Okay, so let's get a hold of this. And I know I'm going to just center it right about there. Dry the hands first. Now, instead of that white like we have here, we have a space for journaling. I really love this paper pack. They had this in different colors. I think they had one that had like a lot of blue in it. I might get that. Not that I need it, but it was pretty, you know. So I might get that. So I'm going to do the same thing on this page because I kind of want it to look coherent, you know. I will purposely cut it short this time. You know, that's what I do. We just roll with it, guys. You just kind of roll with things. Okay. So now we got to cut that one off. This one I want to keep the little garden fairy. And I want to put it down this way. I'm going to have to sacrifice some of the topping. Because I want to keep her. And don't get rid of these little pieces. We will be using these. Got them all going in a little pile here. And 3 3/4, if I remember right. You know, I may not. Okay. And I'm going to center that. Lovely, lovely. Okay. Bring in our little glue paper. And I just take a scrap piece of paper, you know. That's all I use. I mean, if you do it on the back side, like this has a pattern front. If you do the back side, you can still use it. Who says you can't? No one's going to see the back. It's already, you know, got some glue stuff on it. Who cares? And that is what junk journals are about, guys. Like I said, you can make your junk journals as fancy as you want. But being our first one for you guys, we are going to try to keep it a little bit more simple. You guys can do this. Like I said, it took me quite some time before I would do my very first junk journal because it did scare me. I was very intimidated. I was like, I can't do this. I'm not good with non-structure. And I still will not consider myself an expert on this yet. I'll tell you that. Okay, now that make a big difference? I think so. All right, next we'll do, let's see, what do we have in here? Our envelopes, we're going to do envelopes. We're going to do something with these. We're going to make corner pockets with those. Our corner tucks with those. And we're going to do 3 of them. And I'm going to show you how I do my corner tucks. There's lots of different ways. Now, I do not have heavy paper, but what we're going to do will be just fine for our corner tucks. Look at that. I love reading the pages, icings or frostings. Do you know that for the confectioner's icing, you mix 1 3/4 cups of sifted confectioner sugar with a 1/4 cupful of either coffee, water, fruit juice, cream, or milk. I've never heard of like the fruit juice, but maybe I'll try it someday. I love reading the pages. Okay, I digress, people, I digress. What I'm gonna do is take a 3.5-inch square. Okay, simple. I know I gotta cut it off, but you know, that's what we're doing. 3.5-inch square for my corner pockets. And then all we're gonna do is fold it diagonally. Okay, and then I'm gonna put it the way that the words show the best in the right direction. Let's see. Okay, I'm not putting nothing on like pockets. I usually don't put pockets and stuff like that on these kind of pages because I just kind of decorate them. We're gonna put a backing on the lighter ones. And now we're just going to put that there. And don't worry, you might think, oh, geez, Jean, you match the colors a lot. We are going to be covering this up with different stickers and laces and all that stuff. This is how I start. I build differently than some people might do a whole page and put all the stickers on. I like to stay with one thing, you know. Do my corner tucks, do my pockets, do my stickers, do my, you know, that's how I work. You guys can do it, you know, whichever way. Now, we are going to, first we're just going to use our glue stick just to put it together. Okay, now put it together. There's a lot of work involved in a junk journal. I think junk journals take me longer than albums, and I don't know about you guys, but I think so. Albums, I'm more structured. I kind of know what I'm doing before I even start it because you have to build your album, so you need your measurements. Where a junk journal, just go for it. Okay, now for this one, because I did kind of double it, it's a little thicker, so we can use our glue. And we're just going to do the 2 sides because we made it a little thicker. So the glue will work fine. We doubled up our layer. And we're just going to tuck this in the corner. That's kind of why it's called a corner tuck. And that's got to get over. Any glue residue, as much as you can get off of there. Now we have a little corner tuck. So I'm trying to show you different things, you know, that there is to do so that you guys know when you do this on your own, you can go ahead and use corner tucks. Some people like to use all pockets and whatever, you know, you can use whatever you want. And let me see what we want. Sure it's not. I don't want one there. Definitely don't want one there. Let me see. I think I'll put one across from here. And we're going to use the lighter one this time. Let's use our music sheet for in the middle. So, Jesus, Jesus, come to me. Not going to worry about keeping the title because you're not going to see it very well anyways. Okay, again, this time I'll put the glue right down here right away, and I will fold it. And again, I'm too busy and I forget the ink, and that happens a lot when I'm making journals, guys. But I want to try to make sure to ink this one at least. Some of them you really don't have to because they're so dark already, but I get so involved and I forget, you know. And it's not the worst thing for me. I don't care one way or another if it's inked. but this one I will ink because it's so light. Okay. Now we're going to kind of pick out which way that's going to make upside down. I think this way is going to look the best. Oh yeah, I'm going this way, and this way then we'll go. Yep, okay. Now we're just going to ink. All right, now putting it on this side. Beautiful. If you guys want a little bit longer when I do journals and albums, you guys that like watching the longer videos, if you want these longer, let me know. So until I hear, I'm going to try to keep them at 30 to 45 minutes. And we're already at 30 minutes already, so that's why, I mean, it doesn't take long, but I know I get people that say both. Some do not like the long videos, some like longer videos. You guys who really enjoy, that's why I'm doing albums and journals on a different day. If you don't like watching these, then you don't have to watch them, okay? It works out for everybody. Maybe. Okay. Okay, I think we'll put that right here. And let's use the darker one again. It looks like a dictionary. Got the S's. Yeah. Okay. Not really. I think I really want the white because I've got that there. And I don't want two book pages together. This is the page I had. I probably had this page. And what I do sometimes, because, you know, I do lose my place, is do that. Get these large paper clips. They work wonderful. I am going to go with the white. I'm going to go with the lighter color. You know, looks like a book. You do you. So there is no right, no wrong way to go with this. So what you like. And just wait till the end. Don't be looking now like, you know, this doesn't look like much yet. You have to wait till when it's all done. And I like my junk journals chunkier. This could get rather chunky. Took some ink off my thumb. How about that? Glue stick is so sticky, and I forgot my wipes down here. Okay. Very, very sticky. All right, we're going to put this on this side. Let's see. I think the words go best this way. There we go. Tell me, you guys. Yeah, inker or no inkers? All right, so we're going to put that one there. Like I said, we're going to be putting stickers and all that other stuff on top of this. So that's not the way it's going to be. Light on the glue. Light on the glue. Okay. Less is definitely more in this case. Okay. So what do we got so far, guys? We have some corner tucks. We did some pockets. We did some of those pages. Okay. Do we have time to do... I think so. I'm going to do 2 flip outs. And how I'm using my flip outs is I'm going to be using the envelopes that came with it. So we're going to be cutting these down and making flip outs out of these. Okay. So let's move this aside. Oh, let's see, what page do we want to put it on? We'll find that first. Let's see what we got. Let's something there, something there. We'll put it with next to here. We'll put a flip out. All right, so then we want the darker envelope or envelope. We're going to cut this down 4 inches, no, 5 inches. I'm going to cut this down 5 inches. And then we are going to cut this down to 4 inches. So now we are going to be cutting away our flap. Don't worry about it. Okay, now before I go any further, I don't like this piece here. Okay, so we're going to cut that off. Don't like it, people. I don't like it. We're going to cut both of these quick the same way, and then we will, so I don't have to keep pulling the cutter out constantly. Okay, so let's do the light color one too. So we want 5 inches. And how I got that was I just kind of, you know, measured about how much I wanted to see on each side. You know, so almost the same height, but we're not done yet. Okay, and then we got to go 4 inches. So we're making a pocket flip out. Keep all those scraps over there. Again, we want to cut that piece off because that is just in our way anyways and does not look nice. So we have more of a straight pocket. Okay, before we do the next step, push that down. Now, you see I have an opening here because that's, we cut the envelope in half. We are going to go ahead and we're going to close that up. And this inside flap we want to glue down or else stuff is going to get caught on that. Let's do that. I'm going to glue that down. Okay, and then we'll glue our pocket, the edge down here on this one. Make sure I didn't get any to come out there. Okay, same thing on this one. I'm going to glue that little flap there. And we're going to glue it closed. We may be putting more of these flips and pockets and corner tucks in later. I just like to start out with a certain amount. So see how we transformed our envelope into a pocket? Now I need my scoreboard. And on the flap side, we are going to do a 1/4 inch. So we're going to score 1/4 of an inch. We just need a little flip. You can do bigger than that. Nope, I think I want to go, no, 1/4 should work. Let me see. I think 1/4 should work. Usually 1/4 is good. Okay. Yeah, 1/4 does work great. I don't want to go too far. Okay, score a 1/4 inch on this one right away. This is where I like to do pockets. I like to do them in order. So that way I can bring up the scoreboard, put down the scoreboard. Whoop, that's the wrong one. Put that one back in there. All right. So let's go ahead. Ink that up. I'll try to remember to ink for you inkers. If you're not an inker, let me know. And oh, you want to do both sides because both sides of this pocket is going to show because we're doing a flip. After I get this flip done, we're going to end for today. If you guys want longer videos, let me know in the comments below. If we get the majority rules, I mean, because I could easily do an hour video, easily. Because it is a little time consuming. Because you are cutting, you are trying to figure out what you want in there. And, you know, like I said, it's a process to do a, We're not even anywhere near our stickers and stuff yet. Nowhere near that process yet. We'll get to it. Okay, so I want my darker one here. Now you can do it either way. If you do it this way, it's going to show. But if you're putting a piece of paper down over the top, that's okay. I am not, so I am going to put it this way. Okay, we're just going to put even there. You can go all the way to the top with it. You can go all the way to the bottom with it. We're going to be doing some other flips, different style flips too. So we're just going to put it right there. We will do our glue. See how, can you hear I'm just kind of scratching it on? It looks like a lot of glue. The camera makes it look like I'm really gobbing it on, but I'm not. I'm kind of doing just a scratch. And we're just going to put this right to the edge. Make sure I'm close to the edge. My paper wants to buckle. There we go. Okay, get as much glue off as I can. And then I'll open it up. And now we have our flip out. So it's going to be plain on this side. We'll decorate. You're going to open it up and we have a pocket. And we have all this room to work with. I may just use it like a little lace or washi tape. Probably washi tape because a washi tape came in this kit to cover that seam up if you don't like it. So that's what we're going to do on that one. Let's find another page. See, I've got a light color one, so I want to go darker maybe. Not that dark. Let's go back up. Let's back it up to this one. What do I got on that side? Nope. I want to go on the back side. So I have a pocket going the opposite direction. I have a pocket there. Okay, I may have to use let's see, what's this one? Well, let's use this one. And we're going to go on this side this time, the opposite side. That's always the fun, figuring out where do you want it. It really doesn't matter, guys. You don't overthink the process. I do tend to do that sometimes, and I try not to, but, you know. Okay, I just got that right to the edge. Make sure. I'm going to flatten it out nicely. Open it up. Okay, now I got that one's going this way. And that is where we're going to end today, guys. We did our ribbon. We did a couple different pockets. We did a flip out there. We did some corner tucks. We did some corner tucks. We covered these two white pages so they weren't looking so white. And we did some more pockets and then our belly band ribbon holder on the back. So that's where we're going to end today. And see, it's getting nice and chunky. We have a long ways, so we can put a lot of stuff in there though yet. That's where we are today. I will put this under. Usually what I do is when I'm working is I'll open it like this then and put some heavy books on it and leave it sit overnight. Helps flatten those pages down from all the glue. And that's what I would do. All right, guys. This was 44-minute videos. If you want them longer, please let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll see you in part 3. Thanks, guys. Bye, everyone.